welcome back to the Cup Chasers podcast. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. Man City have shown Big Sam what the Premier League is.
What a top manager really looks like.
What a top manager really looks like, as he says. And if you're a fan of Big Sam, if you're a fan of Pep Guardiola, let's get them likes up. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel and get that notification bell on.
I just want to say one thing. I love this saying because it's the absolute truth. You never poke the bear.
No,
You want to be the one who just, slides through the forest. You don't hear anything, and then bam, you get them. You don't ever poke the bear.
No,
What's
tigers are afraid of bears. You don't poke the bear. No.
Oh my goodness. What are you telling me, Lewis?
I was very happy to see the rotation. Now, Pep, according to Pep, he only rotated because the guys said they were tired, which is a lie. If he thought the game was important, he would have played who he wanted to play. He played them, but he played still a fairly strong team, and it was great that Big Sam, who I respect, and I'm being honest, I respect him in footballing history, he has done his thing. And if the incident hadn't happened where he couldn't have been the England national manager, I think he would have done well with the England national team as well. I really think he would have did well with them. Matter of fact, I think if he had that group of guys that played in his last World Cup, I think they play even better. But with that being said, as Patrick said, you don't poke the bear. I love that he said what he said, because we are at the business end of the season where all you need is one thing for bulletin board material. That's all. Just give me one. It's easier than not to say anything, but if you want to give me one, give me one. And they gave him one. And the thing is, I appreciate it because this game could have been one that would have been overlooked looking to Tuesday. It could have been overlooked and they would have been whatever. And the funny thing was, if you watch the game, the literal narrative was, the commentator said, well, hey, if you look at the game, technically Big Sam can go back to his team and say, well, you beat them 1-0 in the second half. Really?
Stop it.
That's what we saying?
Is
that what you taking home after you said, you know what? Whatever.
If Big Sam knows as much about the game as he knows, as he says he knows, as he proclaims to knows, he knows they got waxed.
Mm-hmm. But literally the controversy of the whole game was Haaland shouldn't have gave the penalty to Gundogan. That was the controversy, which and that Pep said something about it, which I agree with him. He should have. He absolutely should have taken the penalty.
Haaland did smash the bar 3 different times. So
He did. And so now I'll say my theory on why he gave the penalty up, allowed for the public to consume. So yes, Gundogan was on a hattie. Haaland had the ball. You heard the crowd cheer. The commentators like, oh, Haaland gave the ball to Gundogan, so he can get his hat trick. Now, Haaland before that had literally missed at least 3 goals he should have scored, easily have scored. And you could see in his face, he wasn't there. I mean, he was running all over. He was eating them. He was trying to pass to people, and it just wasn't there. And in my opinion, the amount of time it took to get to that spot, to take the penalty, it was easy to do boom. Change. You know what? You take the penalty because you're on a hat trick.
You're on.
And then you can take it.
Wow, you think this man
because if I missed this penalty going into Real Madrid, instead of the narrative being, oh, I took a penalty, it would be I had a stinker.
Do and then you think Haaland has that level of maturity at 21 years old, or 20? What is he, 23?
This guy has averaged 60 goals a season for the last 3 years.
Sure, he does.
Wow.
If I know,
if that's the case, I'm extremely jealous.
Well, does not the fact that he's grown into the team? You know how we've talked about that?
Right.
He's worked to become better in the squad, in the style. Does that not
back
to the maturity?
But I'm extremely jealous if that's the case.
If I have to choose, if I'm Haaland, I'm like, I can take the penalty, miss it, and then what's sitting on top of me is, hey, man, he missed a bunch of chances. He played like trash. Or I can change the narrative and say, you know what? either Gundogan gets his hat trick and I look like a hero for doing it, and no one remembers that I had a
Or
stinker.
Gundogan misses and I should have
Gundogan
took
misses.
it.
People say, "Why didn't you take it?" And now I'm like, And then so I deal with the ire of my manager
It's
saying,
a win-win.
"You should take
Yeah,
it."
it's a win-win
And so
for Holland.
now I'm only forgiven for being a nice guy. I lose nothing. I lose nothing in
It's
this.
it's the Messi syndrome.
A
Yeah.
master stroke from the
It's the master
It's
chase
my
stamp.
opinion.
Yes.
Now,
Yeah.
obviously, he won't say anything about anything like that until the season's completed. But I can't wait to hear on whatever documentary they put together at the end of the year or that Amazon is filming right now during their season that, I was having a bad game and I knew if I missed it. All I want is, can you tag me in that one so I can get a little bit of credit because I saw it.
Big
I
told
called
you
it
so.
first.
Yeah, but Leeds were not in this game.
No,
They weren't getting close enough. Like I was,
Nah,
you know
big
me. I'm not as good of a person as you are, Lewis. We'll put it that way because I 100% cheer against teams. I cheer for other teams to lose, and I was like, it sucks cheering against City. It's tough to cheer for teams that just do not.
Well, you need it.
There
You
is such
need
a
it.
fear factor.
You need it.
There's such a ridiculous fear factor when teams go to the Etihad, and we had it too. We looked scared. We played scared too. I get it.
We'll be next. It's okay.
Come on, like get close to people. Don't leave Gundogan, who we know has big time goals in him. Villa last year,
He's the king of ghosting, man. The king of ghosting.
like so you can't. And I mean, come on, you got it. I know that Mahrez is got the potential to just blow past you, but you gotta get closer to him on the wing. And to let the goal happen twice, the same goal happen
Same
twice,
goal.
the same exact goal. Like, come on, man. Man City had 81% possession in this game.
Wolf.
81%.
Wolf.
Like, come on, guys. Big Sam.
It's a
What happened?
scrimmage. It's
What
a scrimmage at that point.
The knowledge. What happened? What happened to your knowledge, man? Because you didn't bring any of it to this game.
Scrimmage at that point.
I'm glad they scored too. I'm just being honest. It's the complacency of you need something. If I'm the manager, I need something to complain about. I need something. Because if I don't have nothing, Jake, you saying, well, like City is, it's intimidating to go to the Etihad. I mean, I guess the three fans that are in the stands are really loud, but as those three fans are there, it shows that the guys are very comfortable playing there, and so that means what they're doing works. And the funny thing is, before, like, there's a period where they've won quite a few games there, but I like the fact that people can kind of have that respect, and no one's talking about the money anymore because it's not money. They have good players because we
How
can't
much
talk
did you
about
pay
money.
for Rico Lewis? Rico Lewis came in and had a good game.
Player.
Yeah.
Akanji costs $14 million.
There you go.
And so people can't talk about that now. So now it's they cheated or Pep can't. And so, I appreciate that people have to find a new way to hate, because that means that Real Madrid, Bayern, Barcelona, they're the standard. And no one ever talks about their money. And so now no one's talking about that anymore. And they're just talking about, man, we kind of don't want to play them. And I appreciate that.